Fox and Friends usually goes along with everything Donald Trump wants. Every once in a while, maybe like a little bit of critique, maybe contradicting some of Trump's lies. And that certainly happened recently when Brian Kilmeade, of all people, made a point that I'm sure Donald Trump is not gonna be too happy about. Let's watch.
Here's the thing. I think for the president of the United States, while he continues to fight on, and this is probably going to be the end of the week for Pennsylvania if they don't produce something, I think it's going to, in the country's best interest, if he starts coordinating on the virus and starts coordinating with security with the Biden team and just brief them. Because on the virus, we're going to be able to get this out as soon as 2 weeks. We need to coordinate on the transportation and implementation, and he'll see how thorough the planning has been, so we don't drop the ball in a little while.
So Trump still refuses to concede the general election to Joe Biden, and as a result, the transition process has been hindered. And Biden is not receiving the intelligence briefings he needs to receive. He's not able to move forward with the planning and coordination necessary to effectively battle the coronavirus pandemic. And it's kind of shocking to hear Brian Kilmeade, again, one of these Trump loyalists on Fox News, just speak clearly about how important it is for Trump to allow this transition process to move forward. So I don't think Trump is gonna listen to that because he's using his disinformation campaign about unfounded, widespread voter fraud in order to raise money from his base. And they're falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. And it's beyond frustrating because it could lead to a dangerous situation down the line where people get violent because they genuinely think Trump is telling the truth about the election. He's not.
Yeah, the longer this goes, they've invested so much of their hopes in the fact that it's going to be overturned, but it's not going to be. And so that is going to be a big crashing point for a lot of people. I wonder if Brian Kilmeade is going to not apologize for this because that would draw too much attention to it, but say something tomorrow to try to reverse it, because it's really like a double sin. The first sin is what you were talking about, the fact that he's acknowledging that Trump is probably going to not be the president. That is like the worst thing you can do. But the secondary one is the way he's talking about the pandemic, they're also not supposed to either. He's saying we need to have this transition so they can coordinate because that's important, but that's not supposed to be important. It's not supposed to be urgent because the pandemic's not a bad thing. It's not something that you need to worry about. That's the weird tightrope act that Trump wanting credit for the vaccine has to walk too. It's that you want credit for something that you're saying is really important, but it addresses something that's mostly a hoax and isn't really killing people, and the doctors are just making it up to make more money and all of that. It's this weird thing where, like, if we need to make sure that this vaccine comes out soon, why? Because it's killing a lot of people, but we're not supposed to say that it's killing a lot of people. Brian Kilmeade, he's kind of like a goofball in some ways. He doesn't always think about what he's saying.
Right.
I'm curious to see, once he's had a little bit of time and distance from this, how he'll talk about it in the future. I mean, credit, I guess, for saying the right thing. We'll see if he sticks to it though.
Sure, I mean, but remember, we've now experienced 8 months of this pandemic. I mean, 8 months of actually knowing the severity of the pandemic, and Trump's biggest enablers are on that panel of Fox and Friends. So sure, credit, a little tiny bit of credit for finally speaking up and encouraging Trump to do the right thing. I do think it'll fall on deaf ears, and I do wish that Fox didn't enable Trump to the extent that they did, because you can't win with Trump. There's no way to be loyal enough to Trump. Eventually, he'll back you into a corner with something so outrageous that if you stand up for yourself or you have the audacity to say the right thing to protect people's lives, he will come for you. That's the kind of person Trump is.
Yeah. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.